All right, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to work on this little, I call it a multi-purpose tool. This alligator wrench, I've heard it called many different things. This is an old one. I'm pretty sure this is around 100 years old, maybe a little older. I need to look up and see how long they made them. I don't think there's a, I don't know. I'm going to look up some more information. Teeth are good. These things are cool to have. I keep one in my toolbox. I've got another one in my truck, and then this one I'm going to put in my other truck, my work truck. They're just a little handy thing. They're nothing super fancy, but they do work. I put it in the rust remover, and then of course I've got to work. So it's been a week since I've done anything with this. The rust is starting to come back, surface rust, so I'm going to go ahead and just wire wheel it. I am going to blue this one. I want to see who makes it. I think I might have looked once, but I don't remember. So let's go to the wire wheel and see what we come up with. All right, I'm gonna use a Dremel with a fiber wheel. It's a 220 grit. I know it because it's red. The company I buy this stuff from is pretty good. I'll leave a link, but it's a 220 grit, and it'll take out the rust pretty good. Now somebody's gonna ask, I do use wire. I use these little wire wheels too, but I find the fiber lasts longer, and these little wire wheels, sometimes they throw a lot of fibers, the little wires. The problem, and I don't buy cheaper ones. I found that the ones that Harbor Freight sells I don't like. So if you buy these, stick with the Dremel brand. It seems to be the better. They're more expensive, but they seem to last longer. But anymore, I prefer these. Hang on, I'll show you what I got. This is what I use, and everyone has a different grit. So it goes up to 1,000 grit, so you can do the light greens 1,000, so you can do a light polish with them. I prefer these over the wire just because they last so long. I used the 220, the 80, and the 1,000. I've got like 6 Dremels set up, and they're all of them have different pieces or attachments to them. So, but if anybody's interested, 357 Magdad, he's got a YouTube channel. I really like his channel, and he turned me on to these, so shout out to him. It's a good set if you're interested, and it's not that expensive compared to some of the other Dremel stuff that you can get. I just realized I left the camera on. Let me finish doing this, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, I'm gonna stain this, I guess it is staining. I'm gonna blue this. I'm gonna use this bluing. I know there's other bluing out there. I gotta go look up that gentleman's name, but he left, he said to use a birchwood matte, I think. See, I've got some birchwood here. It's okay, I'm not complaining, I like it. It has a rinse, you have to rinse it. This stuff you don't rinse, so that's why I gravitate to this. Also, there is, oh, hang on, let me find, I need to get another clean towel out. Some people have said the bluing I'm using is not as, what's the word? It doesn't last, or it's not as good a protectant as others. You know, you can heat this stuff up and dunk it in some old waste oil, and you can blacken it. You can paint it with spray paint. There's a number of ways to protect you can nickel plate. I'm not nickel plating. I really don't have the room to add more stuff in my shop. I don't want to crowd my shop any more than it is. And having other things, this bluing is simple for me. It's easy. I don't mind using it. And my tools don't get beat up. I take care of my tools and my equipment very well. So if I have a discoloration, or if I see a problem, I'll fix it. That being said, I haven't re-blued any tool that I've blued. I started cleaning tools and working on my tools because of the fire just over 5 years ago, and I have yet to re-blue anything. I have repainted a pair of pliers, and I've repainted some pipe wrenches, but that's because some of my pipe wrenches are very, very well used and abused, and I've had to clean some of my tools, especially the pipe wrenches, are in pretty much muck. When I say muck, I got turds on them, and they're really nasty. And after I clean them several times, the painting will come off of them. So I will clean them and sanitize them and then repaint them. just to keep them from rusting and getting nasty. Those of you that like your tools all nasty and dirty and chunk them in the back of your bed of your work trucks, that's all fine and good. I can't do that in the facility I work in. I work in a facility that has 5 buildings on it, and some of them are in sterile environments. So I have to keep my stuff really nice and clean. Those of you that have service trucks and you just chunk your tools in the back and, you know, just leave them like that, that's good if you can. I don't work like that, never have, can't. I was never taught that way. It's just, anyways, I'm using carb clean to clean off the tool before I blue it. You can also use denatured alcohol. I use it out of a old ketchup bottle. I buy these little service bottles from Dollar Tree. It's the only reason I go in that store. My wife says when she walks out of Dollar Tree on a Saturday morning, she feels like a goddess. So I don't like going in that store. It's worse than going into Walmart. Damn white trash. Yeah, and for those of you that don't like it, sorry. White trash is white trash. At least rednecks got some manners. Alright, what you do is you just wipe it down till you get all the black off of it. And I wipe my fingers. It eats the oil off my fingers. I don't have to worry about oil being on there and contaminating the bluing. Those of you who think I should wear gloves, don't worry about it. Worry about your life, don't worry about mine. I've tried dyeing several times. Dyeing's easy, living's hard. All you do, I use a brush just because I can control the amount and where it goes. You can use cotton, you can use Q-tip, you can use a piece of rag. I don't like using those because it absorbs too much of the material, you waste too much. This I can control. If you guys haven't noticed, I like being in control of all times, so there you go, look how it's taken. See how it's taking the color? I like the bluing, especially after I put the waste oil, soak it in some waste oil and let it sit. I'd rather let it sit in the sun, but of course it's raining again. And I don't have the luxury of picking my days off, so right now I'm working about 65, 70 hours a week. Those of you that are retired, I'm glad for you. I'm not there yet. Even if I was retired, I'd probably still work. I don't know nothing but work. For those of you that, this is tools for me, cleaning my tools. This is a hobby in a sense. But I need tools for my job, for my work. And anytime I run across something that can make my job easier, or I think about a tool that can make my job easier, I find it, I buy it. Because tools for me either make money or save me money. That simple. There's no other reason. I don't really have a hobby except for tools. Look at that. Bluing takes really well. I like the bluing. I like the bluing better than painting them. I think the bluing, for me, the bluing seems to last a long time. I have yet, like I said, I have yet re-blued anything that I've used working. Like I said, the only thing I've had to redo anything, and that's my pipe wrenches, only because I do clean and scrub my pipe wrenches because of bodily fluids and turds. I don't like my tools being covered in bodily fluids and turds. Channel locks, that's another, slip joint pliers, channel, whatever you want to call, adjustable pliers. I've got one that I need to really redo because it's starting to rust a little bit. I've cleaned it so much. Just wipe this off. It says wipe dry, and then steel wool. Seems like you're taking some of the color. You are a little bit, but look how black that is now. And that's another thing. Some metals take bluing different than others. The composition, the age, just a little bit of everything kind of affects it. There. Now, do not leave it dry like this. Do not. As soon as it dries, you wipe it, take some steel wool, just burnish it. A lot of you have seen this already and know that's fine, but there's some new guys out there that are watching. Just doesn't take much, just like that. Now see how sheen it gives? See how flat it is? This is a good example of what to do. See, it's real simple. Bluing is really, really simple. You don't need much. You don't have to sit there and polish it for 20 minutes. Just go over it for a few seconds like this. You're good. Now I'm going to do the inside right here. Now, in here, I'm going to use a brass brush. Not very long, not very much. All you need to do is just wipe it off. There you go. There. Nothing fancy. Quick and easy. Now, if you want to re-blue it, I have done some re-bluing on some tools, but it's only because some places may not take in the color. I don't see it darkening anymore, but it might. Usually I only put one coat, maybe two, but normally this is all I do, but I'll go ahead and put another coat on. Oh, and see how it's turning color? Do not stick your brush in the bottle and dip it out of the bottle or your cotton swab. You'll contaminate your bottle. I learned that the hard way. After a viewer told me what I was doing wrong after I did it, which I appreciate the help. I do read all your comments, guys. It just takes me sometimes days to get back to. I've got like comments that are 7 days old. I got to go in there and answer. It's just I work too much. Doing a stupid project now. We should have started it 12 years ago, but our management, let's put it that way, doesn't think ahead. I hate people who don't plan. I plan 5-10 years in advance. I hate people that don't plan. It's a little darker, I think, maybe. Hard for me to tell. See? All right, now, if you blew it again, you gotta buff it. The smoother the metal, the nicer it looks. And the only reason I sanded the edges down is because what do you call the manufacturing, the stamping, there's still a little bit. I didn't take it all out. It just looked rough, and it felt a little rough. It feels a lot smoother in the hand now. I like these tools, these old tools like these. I will use this. Like I said, I've got one in my toolbox and in my truck, so use the brass brush again on the teeth. Looks good. I don't think I missed anything. Just give it another wipe in spots maybe I might have missed. I'll clean the brush. Oh, here, let's do that real quick. Carb clean. You can use naphtha or denatured alcohol, excuse me. Set the brush aside, it's ready to use again. Wipe my table off. Now, quick easy thing. Waste oil out of my pickup truck when I change oil. It seems to make it black, darker. Let's put it that way. The acidic value in the oil, I think is what darkens it. All right, I'll let this set in. I can't let it sit outside. Normally what I like doing, I got a cookie sheet, an old cookie sheet I bought from the Goodwill, and I set it on that and set it in the sun, let it warm and stay warm for a day or two, and it works. Makes it, looks darker, looks blacker. But since it's raining outside, I'm gonna set it up by my heater in my rafter and just let it get warm up there, and then we'll see what it looks like. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, been sitting almost 24 hours. It's got a little bit of oil left on it. I'm just gonna wipe it dry, and it's done. You can see where I sanded, polished it real good, or polished, I sanded it, and it gives it a really nice, almost like a gun barrel. Looks really good. And this is the original finish. You can see the pit marks, forging marks. There you go. And it's Vaughn and Bushnell, #1. These are just cool. These I like these things. They're not, I mean, it's probably 100 years old. These things weren't made to, I'm trying to remember what the gentleman's name. He's passed away about a decade ago, but he told me he carried something like this and one of those small railroad pry bars is what he called it. And he had it in his tractor all the time. Anyways, I still remember him telling me about it because I wanted one. I never found one until a few years ago, and now this is my third one. So anytime I find these, I pick them up. There you go. The bluing took really good. The oil darkened it, gives it a nice sheen. Of course, when you wipe it dry, it doesn't leave any oil on you. But there you go. There's a gimmick tool. Back in the day, it actually still works. I don't have a nut. I mean, you could grab a square nut and turn it. You could grab heck, I don't have anything here. Oh, wait a second. See, there you go. See, it turns. That's all it's for. I mean, it's just a handy little thing. It's not, I mean, you're not going to take an engine apart. You're not pull head bolts off or anything like that. But for bicycles, little toys, little odd things, makes a good little tool. And my wife stole mine the other day and was opening beer bottles with it. So there you go. Another tool for it. All right, guys, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you think. Good old junk tool brought back to a good usable condition, and it's usable. All right, y'all have a good day.